Hello everybody, it's Joe from JLDB Games coming at you with another cool live stream / video. So today we are back in Planet Coaster and Central Ridge. If I can ever get this right, there it is. I guess it kind of took a second there to come up, but here it is. And if you've been here before, amazing. Remember, this is our story park where we're going to be expanding the park throughout the years, and it's going to have its own storyline to it, and it's going to be amazing. So anyways, this is the year of 2005, so we're going to be working on the project of 2005. So let's do a recap of how this is going to go. So in 2001, when the park opened for its first season, there was literally just this cafe, a gift shop, and that was about it. You know, it was just kind of like a little plaza place for people to hang out. And then in 2002, they decided to add the first ride to the park, which is the Central or Ridge Runner, which is a mine train family ride, which is very small, and it's just a little tiny roller coaster, and it was so successful. As you can see, it's still very popular. And anyways, and then that's what happened in 2002. In 2003, they decided to add another ride, the Scissor, which was another nice little thrill ride that was added over here, plus the bathrooms, because bathrooms were never a thing in the park until now, obviously. Why is this acting like it just opened now? It opened back in year 3. And then 2004, they decided to make one of the largest expansions of all time, and that was to add a pizza place, which is actually a really awesome pizza place. Grab a Slice, mouth-watering Central Pizza Company. And they also added Gears of Fear, the most thrilling ride yet at the park, which was absolutely awesome and fun. And I think guests are enjoying the park so far. So we want to plan something big for 2005, and I think I know exactly what. It's been 2002 since we added our first coaster, and 2005 would be 3 years later, and it seems pretty realistic that we could possibly be getting into our next roller coaster here in 2005. So yeah, so we're going to go ahead and go through the options here and figure out what will be the next big thing in this park in 2005. So, Grab a Slice. We're going to get rid of the in 2004. We can keep that little sign there just for fun. And this next coaster, I'm going to build on the right side over here. This is a perfect place to continue the park. As you can tell, we already have a fence up and everything, and I think it would be nice to have a nice coaster right here. It's a great spot, great location, I think, for a roller coaster. So let's get into it and see what what 2005 will hold for the future of the park. So we're going to press play. We're not going to fast forward because we want to make sure we have enough time. Coasters do tend take quite a little bit longer. So here are the options. I still want to keep it kind of old school. We're only going to be in 2005. So here we are. So the options here, dive coasters didn't really exist, so I don't think we're going to do dive or flying. We're going to be doing something a little more old school. Like for the first coaster, I think a wooden coaster is going to fit the park the greatest for right now. Again, this is still a very low budget park, so they're not going to be able to afford like a huge B&M coaster or something, because that's in the future, we're going to be getting those big rides, but I want to keep this story kind of more realistically speaking, and I think a nice wooden coaster would fit the park very well, and I think that would be really cool. So, there's no poll on this one. I'm going to go ahead and do a wooden coaster, and it doesn't matter if there was dive coasters were here before. But I'm staying realistically, this park cannot afford a B&M coaster at this point in stage of time. I'm just going to put that out there. So an arrow is also a good idea, but I also had to look up when did Arrow go out of business or actually go bankrupt. because otherwise it'd be technically a Vekoma, but because they technically have that style of track now. But Aerodynamics actually, I'm going to say Aerodynamics made this mine train. So Aerodynamics actually built the Ridge Runner. So I don't think Wooden Coaster is too close to the mine train at all, in my opinion. And it's going to be a much larger ride, and this is going to be more on the thrill factor. So it's going to be, you know, we just got done with a thrilling attraction. I mean, I don't know. We could possibly wait another season before we put in another coaster, but I don't find the mine and Wooden too similar. I think I actually are very different. All right, I hear that Arrow went bye-bye in 2002, but their track still remains in like Vekoma style rides as well. So they're still around today. They just don't. They're just not technically by Arrow anymore. Arrow was kind of actually bought by S&S, I believe. Arrow doesn't exist, but I think the S&S maintains them, or Vekoma. I don't know which one does. So. And then also Morgan is also a good one that would actually operate, that still operates today, I think, as well. Like you said. I don't see why people are everyone's against a wooden coaster, but I feel like a wooden coaster would be iconic and just fits the park the best, in my opinion. And then after that, we're going to be looking more into like steel coasters and different coasters itself, because this Aero coaster was literally, or this coaster was literally just a mine train, and this is going to be a far different kind of ride experience. It's not going to be anywhere similar to this to the mine train at all. It's going to be a completely different ride experience. So I still want to stick with wooden coaster because I feel like it's affordable for it and it makes sense. So we're going to go with the wooden coaster this time around. Just trust me. At least I hope people trust me. All right, so we're going to do all right, the entrance can be right there. And we're going to place the station right around this direction. It's going to stay a little bit close to the border over here. This is going to be kind of an out and back coaster in a way, kind of classic. As the pathway is going to continue this direction. All right, let's add one more station piece right here. And I do like the idea of a log flume or rapids ride, and I think that's something that we could definitely consider for possibly like 2006 or 2007, because it is something that the park could use, definitely. All right, so we're going to press play here, so the time's going by, otherwise this is going to be a forever long episode. So here we go, we're going to go ahead and start building. We're going to build the station first, and we're going to get started with just some wooden pieces, and it's going to turn out quite nicely. And just trust me when I say this is not going to be anywhere similar to the... It's not going to be similar to the mine train. The mine train was a family coaster that... why was that even... Gosh darn it, I keep... Ugh! I want to build this. I wanted to actually build more side pieces here for the station. That way the station's a little bit wider and works a little bit better. Alright, so this is going to be like a simple out and back coaster. When I say simple, I don't mean like not thrilling or anything. I want to make sure it's packed with some airtime and exciting elements. And it's not going to be super ridiculously advanced or anything. It's going to be an affordable coaster, so it's not going to be huge, but it's going to be like the first bigger coaster that the park is going to receive. Because now that they are getting a little bit of money, they can spend a little bit more money on attractions like this, and then maybe hopefully in the near future, once they get a little bit bigger, we're going to be able to see like B&M and stuff like that. Maybe start off with like some small B&Ms and just little things like that. And dive coaster is very possible because dive coasters are actually a lot cheaper, and they're very appealing to the public. So that's why a lot of parks go with that route. All right, I don't know why that's doing that, but that's okay. All right, we're going to stay under here and get that there. And there. And there. And there, and there, and there. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. What am I doing? Oh my goodness. I'm just trying to select these and put them down here. Alright, so we're going to stick to the traditional way of doing things before I get too far ahead here. I want to make sure that... Alright, that's not floating, is it? Alright. So the station platform's set. And what we're going to do is actually place some bulldozers and stuff down. If it loads. There we go. So we got some bulldozers. Of course, I need to place that a little bit more correct. Kind of like so. There we go. And we need to mess with the terrain and add some more trees around too. We're going to do the rocky texture. As the park is clearing land for a new attraction. All this land's going to be in clearing for a new high thrill attraction. So that's going to take up quite a bit of a nice bit of area here. This is just approximate right here. And we're going to add some trees back around this so it looks like it's still in the forest. Is there any way to change supports on the inverted coaster? Not that I know of. I mean, you can remove and stuff. The only way is to create custom supports through like the shapes and stuff, which is very time consuming. And I don't know. It's just, I wouldn't do it. I've tried it before, and the custom supports, you know, they don't look as good. They still look pretty decent, but again, you can make custom supports. That's the only way I could really think about it. So we're just going to be building a nice wood coaster here. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves with the story. Trust me, those larger rides will be coming eventually. It's just, you know, I'm staying realistic, true to the word, that this is going to be a storied park, and it has, you know, the humble beginnings, and it's going to start off, you know, with smaller attractions, smaller additions, and then as soon as the park starts getting bigger and they start getting a little bit more money they're able to spend, you're going to be seeing those larger attractions come. And the thing that that goes with this park is they want to do, or want to make like a make something new every year. Something is going to be new in this park every single season, whether it be, you know, new attractions, roller coasters, or even just, you know, restaurants or something like that. They want to make sure there's something new every single season. And that's kind of what's going to build this park to be on the larger side. And I even would like to, you know, maybe like have parts where the family-owned park, you know, sells the park, you know, one day to like Six Flags or something, and you might see more DC-themed rides and stuff. Maybe even some clones, like maybe I'll recreate Batman or something. I don't know. You know, just like fun stories like that and stuff. There we go. So that's a nice cleared area with some trees around it, so you can actually see from the thing like, wow, there's a lot of land clearing going on over there. Like, holy poop. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of these guys. There's going to be a lot of bulldozers around. Clearing some land. And I'm going to put just a lot of stuff over here. And maybe even place some fake footers here. Just for fun. So you can start seeing a couple of footers and stuff. These aren't going to be used, but they're actually fake. Just like a couple of them, and just for poops and giggles. And then we might see a small crane here as well. I was going to start putting this ride together. I'm actually very fun. This is actually going to be really fun to put this ride together because it's going to be really cool and everyone's going to be like, yeah, there's a new ride coming. Get ready. Alright, where's that log pile? That's what I want to find, is that log pile. I placed quite a few of these everywhere to show that they've been clearing a lot of trees and land. We're in early stages. They're currently in April right now. As you can see, most of the land has been cleared, and looks like what appears to be a small station building. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go to building here, and we're going to go ahead and place some flat roofs kind of across here, and then we're going to place just some doodads around here. Let me go back to building. Am I still editing this? No, I clicked off of it. And what we're going to do is actually find some like wooden pieces here and just like lay them across here nice and neatly. Maybe kind of have them, some of them slanted and just so it looks like there's a lot of different pieces that are going to be around here as well. Go to blueprints. We're going to place like some more footers around here. So they got some nice footers heading out there and stuff like that. And then you could also even add some, you know, I'm going to pause this so we don't get too far ahead in the year. That needs to be lowered just a bit. But I like all that. That's going to be cool. And now we're going to go back to building. I was saying something, but I completely forgot. So you're going to see a lot of little wooden pieces around this area. That's for sure. Now it's starting to look a little bit like a construction site. Just a bit. And now guests are wondering. They know something big's coming because you see this huge land clearing at the same time. So, we're not going to see any coaster track just yet. Just a couple of wooden supports and stuff that's coming very soon. So, even though the trains are already here apparently. Yeah, it'll be lots of fun. Well, do I think Planet Coaster will be out on Mac? It could. I think I've heard them mention it before, but I just don't know how soon. But look at this. People are getting excited as this land clearing is just as big as the park itself right now, so guests are wondering what is coming in 2005. Everyone is speculating that it will be a pretty decently sized wooden coaster. I don't know why they would think that. Central Ridge has been hush-hush about it ever since the land clearing has begun. Alright, so we're going to press play. We're going to edit this building just a little bit more. And let's get you guys here. Let's raise you up by 1 and you should be good. And let's get you all fancy. There we go. Do I think this park will get a train? Maybe. I think it's something that they should look into. But since the park is so small, it might not come until a little bit later, so. Alright, starting in late April now. There's going to be a sign over here kind of hinting at something. So we're going to go to themed signs. Go back to this one. And this is going to say GCI construction. As you can see, we're very bad at, actually, we're going to move this to kind of look at a little bit of unnoticeable place. So you're going to be here like, what does that sign say? And it says GCI construction, and it reveals it. Alright, so we're just going to build little bits and pieces of the wall to make it look like it's in construction. Kind of like these, go to columns here, and go to the wooden piece here. So, we're not going to place all these, just in a couple of places, to make sure it looks like it's under construction. So maybe like one there, one there, one there. Wasn't GCI still CCI in 2005? I thought they were two different companies, am I wrong? Was that the same company? I thought CCI and GCI were two different companies. I learn something new every day. I'm gonna look this up. GCI history. I'm just gonna look it up here. Being a coaster enthusiast that I am, I feel like I should know these things, but I guess I don't know GCI too well. Let me take a look. GCI history. About GCI. I'm gonna look up GCI. The GCI company. That's not the one I wanted. GCI. I'm going to look at the comments because I was going to say, I thought GCI has been around. I know there's Custom Coasters International and Great Coasters International, but I thought they were two different things. And that's what everyone else is saying. So I'm just going to say GCI. I could have swore they were completely different companies. They just had similar names. Like Custom Coasters International and then Great Coasters International. I thought they were two completely different things. So now we're in May. But anyways, it's going to be called GCI. Alright, we're going to have like this little pre-drop here. that a lift? Why did that? No, we don't want a lift hill there. All right, we're gonna do some slight banking here. And we'll straighten it out. And there's going to be just a little bit of a hill here. Just a little hop. That way it's a little bit more fun out of the gate. And we'll just click the smoothie tool right here. Very important to use. And that will get us to the lift hill. So that's all that's going to be there for right now. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Delete that little wood. That was just meant to be there to kind of look like the supports of the coaster, but... There we go. And guests are starting to get excited because they already see Coaster Track this early before 2005. So let's take a look at what some of the guests are seeing. So we go to Tejigam. Oh, so you can't really see very well. You're going to have to peek through the... Uh-oh, I'm stuck on the... Going to have to peek through there. So all guests can see, I guess you can see it from a little bit further away. You can actually see some coaster construction. And then some guests are zooming in trying to see what that says. And it has been speculated that they will be adding a GCI wooden coaster in 2005. No teaser signs yet. They've been pretty hush-hush so far. But we can already see the track from here. And these park guests are not fooled. They know what's coming. And it's the single biggest investment the park has made in park history, which, of course, this is only the 4th year it's been open. And a lot of guests are speculating and figuring out what is coming around. I love the cranes. Whoever made that in the Steam Workshop, it's awesome. It's awesome. So on the construction site, as you can see, the JLW construction team along with the GCI construction team is creating a new coaster. Alright, out of that now, and let's get back to a little bit more. Alright, we're going to need a little bit of theming around to this thing. So now, here in about early May, they start to put, we're going to start putting signs up here like everyone's yelling at me for. I kind of want to make it kind of a western-y kind of theme for this coaster in general. So I should say saddle up for 2005. Saddle up for 2005. Let me find the smalls. Is this small? No, not that one. Not that. That's the exact same one. There it is. That's the one I was looking for. See, it's not going to reveal what it is, but... But I wanted to have kind of like a theme towards, I don't know, kind of like something with horses and something like that. Something really cool. Saddle up for 2005. I love it. Like, I kind of want to add more signs, like saddle up for 2005 right there, and then right over here is saying, get ready, or just more like little teaser signs and stuff like that. Always be fun. Alright, so early May, and now we're going to start a little bit on the lift hill. Alright, chain lift. Alright, now we're going to exit out of that, which I clicked like 3 times, but didn't do anything. And we're going to move the crane, which I guess it's not all the same piece. Oh, great. Alright, so we're going to use the multi-selection tool. I guess that's not going to work very well. I'm going to hold control and make sure the... Okay. If I would have realized this was all the same piece. Here we go. That's okay. There we go. Alright, now we're going to go back to blueprints because we need to move this crane over a little bit. Alright, that's too tall. And we'll just move it kind of like it's hovering around the lift hill area. I don't want it to get in the way of construction. Look at that. I don't know what else signs to really add. Saddle up. And then maybe say like, bandits beware or something like that. I don't know. Let's say bandits beware. I don't know, just something little. I just want to put it along this fence. It's so cool, it's fun. So construction is unfolding as we hit late May. Alright, we're gonna go around here. We're actually gonna build a little bit the brake run over here. Rather, so it's gonna be block brakes and friction brakes. And we'll adjust it if needed. Alright, so this is quite fun. 2005 is unfolding as you can see the construction. Alright, we'll build a little bit more on the lift. It's going to be a little bit over 100 feet. Start to boil this down a little bit. I think this is a good height. It's actually a little bit too tall. Let's not go that tall. I want it to be tall, but not that tall. Alright, let's start shortening it down. No more than about 120-ish feet. 121 will do. Because I don't want it to be too big. Alright, so more construction unfolds as they complete the lift hill for the coaster opening in 2005. That looks so cool from here. Just with the crane and all that, it looks really fun. Alright, so let's do a little bit more progress on the station. So they're getting all these supports up on the sides of the station, just like so. Alright, and then we're gonna place these up. I'm not gonna place the roof just yet, so that'll look kinda neat. So you just have these beams on the top. You can see, oh look, that station's coming together. Click, 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 click. Alright, so we're going to have quite a bit of room, and this is kind of my idea for the layout of this coaster. It's going to start off with this pretty cool, steepish kind of drop turn to this direction, and then we're going to have a lot of different elements. So it's going to be kind of compacted in this area. I'm going to try and stay limited around, inside the trees here. So that's going to be kind of the goal for this ride. And it's going to be cool. Yeah. Alright, so we remember Central Ridge. And it's about to get a huge expansion with this coaster. And I think we're going to add like a little gift shop as well. So we'll keep that in mind as well. At the same time, and this is going to be... I love how there's little lights on this. That's really cool. Really neat. Alright, so we're in May. We're starting to make more progress here. Let's make this shorter. And I love my drop turns. I love me some nice drop turns. And this is going to be a nice, really cool GCI. There's going to be a pretty wide drop turn too. It's going to go all the way down to the bottom for maximum speed. Alright, we can make that just a little bit smaller, and then we can go ahead and smooth this drop turn out. Yeah, it looks like he kept most of our banking for the most part, which is surprising. I think I'm going to want it to stay just slightly, just a tad bit more. There we go. Alright, well, don't want to get too ahead of ourselves in the construction, because I try to keep it true to the date as well. Alright, so we got the first drop, and that's going to kind of... We're going to kind of go back... what do we want to do? I kind of want to go back this direction, make a turn here. So you have a drop turn left, and then you're going to turn to the right. And it's going to do an element over here, come back under itself, and just kind of go crazy from there. That's kind of going to be the idea. So it's gonna try. I'm gonna try and make it take up most of this space over here, which is gonna be really cool. But for everyone joining lately, nice to have you here. And gosh, it's already been 40 minutes. That's absolutely insane. I can't believe it. It's nuts. I feel like I got here just yesterday. Alright, first we're going to add a little bit of an airtime hill here. Make sure it's shaped up quite nicely. Alright, so we're going to grab this and we're going to smooth out this hill. Make it quite smaller. It's going to go over this hill pretty quick for the height that it has, so that'll be neat. I was going to make a turn directly to the right, but I think I might go ahead and go left here. I think it would fit the area a little bit, so we don't want to do too many of the same turns in the row, but this one time is not going to be a bad thing. We'll just get us back to this direction. Alright. So, even further in construction now. Alright, I'm going to try and delete this without deleting anything else. Oh, look at that. Look at that skill right there. And I guess we need to delete that little crane as well. Alright, now we're just going to move this crane over here. I could have just, well, never mind. Probably wouldn't have worked very well. Alright, I wanted the lower one, the small one. Since we're kind of working a little bit lower to the ground in this section. So the crane will go right there. For right now, just kind of in the area. Alright, so we're going to do an update of how it looks from the ground, and we've been pretty consistent with over 1,000 guests in the park at once, which is pretty awesome. Guests are still walking through my fountain though. I don't really appreciate that. Let's see if we can peek through the cracks. Oh, whoops. Actually looks really cool from here. You can see that airtime hill and the crane and the first drop. Saddle up for 2005. Bandits beware. Alright. Look at that building. Look at that. And we got Scissor over here. Nice little flat ride. Look at these guests. These guests are so excited. I like how the park is shaping up. And now with, grab a slice of Central Pizza Company. But I like the idea of, maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 to 20 years down the road, the park gets bought out by, Six Flags or something, and just give it, history, or maybe even a Cedar Fair buys it out, and they start adding all these different attractions. That would be more like a Cedar Fair park or something like that. I think that would be something, really cool. Currently it's Central Ridge, and then, the name of it changes after 10 or 20 years, and, I think something like that would be fun to do in a story park. Maybe Six Flags or Cedar Fair buys it out, and I think that'd be really fun. If Six Flags buys it out, you might see some clones like the Joker, or, a Joker RMC, or maybe even, a 4D free spin. I don't know if those are possible to create, but, stuff like that. You might see more DC-themed stuff, or if you're in Cedar Fair, you'll see more Peanuts themed stuff, or just different things like that. I think it'd be really fun and cool. Central Cafe. Alright, so a lot of construction still to do, and we're in June of 2004, so we're going to try and get this going here. But that is many years down the road, thinking about kind of the story around that. So for right now, we're just going to go year by year and figure out what goes on. So, but I just think that'd be kind of a neat idea, seeing a possibly like a bigger chain of parks buy this out or something like that. I might need another bathroom soon. That is a good point right there. Now we're going to do like this little banked turn here. It's going to be at a pretty high speed, but it's going to be really fun. And with some the correct amount of smoothing and everything, I'm sure it will be just fine. Alright, this is going to be like the most thrilling big ride in the park, so I want to make sure it's not like... It's probably not going to be like the most longest wooden coaster in the world, but it's going to be still pretty good. Alright, so let's make sure all these sections are smooth. Alright, so we're going to have like this little hop and then it's going to bounce to the right, which will be really fun. Giving you a lot of ejector airtime in something like this. And I think it kind of will resemble a GCI pretty well. At least I'm hoping. So. And it's a pretty large GCI. I mean, 121 feet's pretty tall, I think, for a ride like this. Alright, so we got another element in. So, like, we're going back and just adding elements as we go along. So, guys now see this awesome epic turn now. But really cool. So here's the idea. It's gonna do a hop this way, maybe a couple more extra hops. We might even go back this direction and fill up that space, and just kind of go around and fill up the space that's available to us that we have cleared out. For the space that I don't use, I'll probably just kind of get rid of it. Alright, just kind of browsing the comments a little bit, see what you guys are thinking and your opinions. Alright. Woo! But this wooden coaster is going to be a really cool addition, I think. People are going to love it. Alright, we're going to go ahead and edit this building. We're going to go to flat roofs and actually go to like rough concrete. And what we're going to be doing here is actually creating kind of like a section for the queue line, in a sense. And that's what all this is going to be over here. Is just some queue line. That we will maneuver around. So this is pretty much going to be the first major attraction for the park itself. Alright, it's going to get rid of that. And what we're going to do is we're going to start a little bit on the queue line here. We're going to use the wooden queue. Let's select the grid and make this more square-ish. If I can get this selected. There we go. Alright, and then we're going to go straight down to the ground. Alright, that's not going to work. We're going to have to actually delete these because they're in my way, of course. But that's okay. We're going to select the grid again, go queue line. Make sure this is connected. It's not going to do it. We're going to have to delete this section too. And that piece too. That way it will work. Select grid. Come on, I saw it. I don't know why it's so hard to select the grid from a pathway when there's other scenery objects around. It's like, it should be pathway first more than anything. Above everything. Because I keep forgetting you have to put the path down first. Otherwise it's not gonna read it. And we're wasting valuable time. See, why can't I select the grid here? Why isn't it selecting the grid here? Like, I don't understand. Select the grid that I am clicking on. That I want you to select. You little pathetic excuse for a path. Alright, I'm going to do a couple. There we go. That will work out for us. Jeezum. Alright, so we're going to make our queue line now. Before we place all... Now that I can do that. Alright, we're going to do this. We'll put some scenery objects in there. And we'll just zigger-zagger here. Until we have what we want. Because I'm sure this queue line's gonna get filled up. No doubt. Big new ride. I guess we're gonna get a little excited. Especially when you have over 1,000 people in your park, and this will probably attract even more. So you gotta look out for it. Alright, so a couple bit more zigzaggies. We're gonna have to delete the logs of wood here. Since they are in our way. Alright, this is the last zigzag, I promise. I know it's a lot of queue line, but heck, I haven't created a queue line that's long enough yet. Alright, we'll just leave that there for now, because we're done using the grid. And here we go. We're just gonna not do that, because the grid height is not on our side. We're just gonna duplicate all these. And make a nice section for our queue line. So make our queue line look nice and beautiful. And we might add some extra theming around it. So it's nice and themed as well. Alright, we'll make sure we put some. And let's go ahead and put another layer over here. That way it feels a little bit more full. There we go. Alright, and these pile of logs have to go. They're gonna get disposed. Recycle them. Of course that won't work. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. Let's see, there we go. Should have deleted them first. Look at that. That's a pretty beautiful queue line. All right, so we're gonna go back to this, and we're actually gonna add some wooden supports to this. Couple of wooden supports for this. For these stairs. Couldn't find my words. Keep that bottom layer there as we create that. Alright. Alright, we could actually do this and create like a cool little section for that. Because this actually fits very well with the queue line right there. And that's going to be like a little cover or something that we'll add in the future. So we're in July right now. And they need to get a little bit further, or I almost feel like we're almost getting a little bit behind on our work here. Alright, so they're gonna have a nice, we're gonna have a nice little turn here. And I want to create a cool element. So we're gonna go take angle snap off here. I want to make sure we're going straight. We're gonna go up this. And I want to create kind of like a double up element. Because those are always fun. It's going to be a little small, but that's okay. And then we're going to twist you back over this direction as you go down. And go around this way. And we'll go down to 0% there. Alright. So now a little bit of smoothing. There we go. And we'll smooth it just in the slightest. I don't want it to get rid of my element that I was going for. Alright, we'll smooth you, and look at that, starting to come together. As 2005 is unfolding. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and start the test, just to see where we're at. Make sure that nothing bad's gonna happen here. I know we'll make it all the way through, but I just want to see about approximately how much speed we have left. Because I want to try and make it as long as a ride as I can, but I want to make sure we have that speed as well. Still got quite a bit of speed left, which is good. So we're going to go up. And we're going to start a nice bank turn here. I don't want to go too high. In fact, we're going to start going back down here. Just kind of using some of the space up over here. And we're just going to keep the testing going. Alright, let's let you go back straight. And do a little bit of smoothing. Did not want to do that. There we go. Beautiful. And great. I want to click there. Sometimes I'm just like, let me do it. This is a little bit of a higher spot here, but it's got plenty of speed. It won't be any issues. Just as I thought, pretty good. Alright, we're going to keep the hype up with another little airtime hill. As I love airtime hills, even if they're small. Little tiny hills that just throw you out of the seat. It is so much fun. Alright, let's see where we're at. Alright, starting to come together. So I think we're going to have this, maybe do like a helix right here or something, come back around this direction, and then somehow get to the end. So again, it's not going to be the longest ride in the world, but it's going to be pretty decent. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to have it go over here. Angle snap. Alright, and we're going to tighten up this turn just a little bit more. And we're going to do a bit of a helix. Hopefully it's got some pretty good speed still. Alright, it's going to twist back and go that way. Back under the lift. Still kind of twisting here. Alright, and now it's time for smoothing. Alright, let's click here. Smooth you out. Trying to click this piece here. There we go. And we'll smooth you out. Let's see where we're at when it gets over here. Alright, we're starting to run out of speed, as you can tell. Ooh, it's a little bit too slow. A little bit too slow for my liking. I'm almost tempted to end the ride there because we do have to get it back up to 38 feet. So let me first see if I can't make this a little bit shorter. I don't know what it's doing. There we go. And we still got a lot of scenery items to work on too, so how high are we? Only 34 feet. So yeah, I think it's a good idea to end the ride here because we ran out a lot of speed. I wanted to add more, but I don't think it's gonna work very well for us, so unfortunately. But it's okay because this park doesn't have the funds to make a huge coaster. But this is going to be like their first real coaster in a way. Their first real larger coaster. And it's pretty spread out and everything. And it's going to be like we're going to place a lot of trees around it still. And we might even have to cut down a little bit on the brakes. Because it does go slow at the end. As you can see. I might even speed up the lift hill just a little bit as well. It might help just a pinch. As you can see, it did stall it out. It didn't even make it to the brakes. Oh, imagine that. It didn't even make it to the brakes. That's insane. Well, that kind of sucks. I'd hate to get rid of this last element and just make it go straight into the brake run. Because that kind of would suck. But if it's what we have to do, otherwise the ride's not going to function very well. Come on. Alright, we're gonna shorten you up a bit. Smooth you out. Smooth you out. So, yeah, it's a little bit small. Or a very small layout, but it is a step in the right direction for the park, and they're only going to get bigger attractions as time moves along, so. Yeah, it's a lot better speed hitting the brake run there. I think that will work a lot better. And it's going to come around this last curve, as long as it makes it around here. Of course. Alright, let's click this. Let's make the release speed a little bit faster. There we go. And now test it out. Construction's coming to close on the track. Coming to a close. There we go. If that doesn't work, we'll just add drive tires. And here we are on the ride. It's so exciting. Yeah. A little bit of a double up element there. It's a very small one at that. It's not a super long ride, but it's still pretty good. Alright, and because I'm impatient, we're going to see if this makes it. I changed the release speed. If it doesn't make it, then we'll just add drive tires. Watch it stall right as it gets in the station. Alright, that worked. Very slow, but it worked. Let's take a look at the results here. The excitement rating sucks. Why? Why is the excitement rating so bad? Alright, you can see the results. Probably because there's too many slow sections, like the beginning and then the end. No one likes that. It has some airtime, so it's the first coaster to have a little bit of airtime. Not a whole lot of green in there. But it's understandable that the rides aren't going to be as exciting until we get into the bigger stuff in the future, so. Alright, we're going to delete all of these except for this. We're almost there. Stay with me. Alright. You are gone. You are gone. There we go. We're going to delete that. We can delete these. Piles of wood can go. I'd use my delete key, but I don't feel like reaching my fingers over there. Alright, we're in August. Announcement month. Alright, so Central Ridge is finally at the verge of in the spot where they are going to announce what's planned for 2005. So alright, so here it is. Here it is, 2005's announcement. Welcome everybody to another exciting announcement for what's coming new in 2005. As you all know, we love to add stuff every single season. And, of course, with the success of Gears of Fear last year and the plaza and obviously the new pizza place was such a huge addition for the park that I think you guys are going to like what we have in store for 2005. So, let's just take a recap. The last couple of years our park's been open. So 2005 marks our 5th year that will be open. So, we want to make sure it's something big and something awesome. So, let's take a recap. In 2000, we obviously did not look at us being an amusement park, but more of just a place to hang out. But everyone seemed to have wanted something awesome or more coasters, rides, and stuff. So we added Ridge Runner in 2002, which to this day still has high ratings, and people still think it is one of the top rides on the park. Which we don't have that many. In 2003, we added Scissor. Of course, we go through this every single time, which is still one of the major attractions at our park. And you guys seem to have loved that addition along with the bathrooms. And then, of course, this year, we added Gears of Fear here in 2004. Which has seemed to be another major success with some pretty long lines as well, as you can tell. So I think we're pretty successful. And, of course, the pizza place this year as well has also been one of the major additions for the Central Pizza Company. So in 2005, we knew we had to do something big for our 5th season. So what we wanted to do is build world-class attraction that will attract more people to come out to our park, and it just adds to the lineup of what we have to offer. So I am proud to announce our new attraction for 2005 will be a new GCI wooden roller coaster that will stand at I can't even remember. Looking at the stats, I can't even. I'm very, very bad here. So it's going to have a duration of 106.1 seconds. That is the longest coaster in our park. Obviously longer than Ridge Runner. You're gonna feel the airtime twice with nearly 2 seconds of airtime, and with a 93-foot drop, with a 121-foot lift. So it's going to be the biggest ride in the park next year, and we can't wait. We can't wait to share it with you guys, the excitement that GCI brings. So GCI is a world-class manufacturer. They've agreed to come down, and they've built this gorgeous wooden roller coaster, and we can't wait to open it to the public for you. So we are excited to bring something that we've never brought before, and that is a world-class coaster to the park in 2005. So we hope we have what it takes to earn your guys' approval. And yes, it will be much bigger and longer than Ridge Runner and faster. Also, it will have a maximum speed of 53 miles per hour. That is pretty insane for a park like ours. So we hope you guys will come and come out and ride. This is probably the worst announcement I've had since Ridge Runner, which was even a worse announcement. Oh gosh. All right, so this is it's gonna have a Western theme to it, which is gonna be cool. All right, so we're just gonna keep on building and constructing while we press play here. We're gonna have to finish this this station and stuff, as there are trains on the tracks now. All right, as for this, we're gonna go in here. And actually add kind of like a frame first before we add the roof, the actual roof to the ride. And this ugly green will just fit perfectly. Alright, so what we need to do actually is add a roof, just one roof, and figure out where the roof's going to go. So we'll just do a regular roof here. Alright, and then top it off here with this. Actually, this will actually be more correct. So we're going to go Control X, and we're also going to turn angle snap on. I don't know if it'll snap perfectly, which it does not, so we're just going to turn angle snap off for the time being and make that even. And I was actually thinking about calling it the Bandit. Interestingly enough, the ride will be called the Bandit. That's actually what I was thinking about calling it. You read my mind, or I read yours, one of the two. When will I continue Westwood? It's only been a couple days. If I don't post an episode of something, people freak out if I don't post it within like 2 days. Not that I'm trying to be like ridiculous or anything, but it's just like, come on. There's other stuff I have to work on too, so Westwood is top priority, but when I don't have time to record or make a recording and stuff, it always ends up live streaming always then ends up being the way to go. So it will be coming when it will happen. You know, I don't give out approximate dates anymore because we've seen how that works. And then people will start going on like, weren't you supposed to add this today? Yeah, I don't give approximate day. No approximate dates for me anymore. Alright, so let's pull this up. But Westwood will return, even though it hasn't really had much of an absence. Whoops. I actually wanted to continue this up here, because Westwood is on my top priority right now, along with Cedar Point Recreation, Silver City Recreation. All those will be coming very soon. At least I hope. Alright, let's put a center piece now here. So we're just going to place this. We're just pretty much giving this a frame. That way we can just select all of it. Whoa. And then I can just literally just drag this to the other side. Man, it's already August. We've got to move. And we'll put this on every beam possible. That way it has maximum support. And this doesn't look like it was straight because... But that's okay. As long as it's approximate. There we go. As the roof is up. Oh gosh. The roof is almost up. Central Ridge has released that the new coaster will be named the Bandit. Everyone's freaking out and getting excited. Yeah. We're just going to use a wooden... natural wood. This one will work nice. This actually will work perfectly to our advantage. We're just going to place this around the queue line. And it'll work perfectly for theming. Except for that tree. Watch out for that tree. Oh gosh. Now you're gonna stay out there on the outside. My goodness. It is said that we are running behind schedule on the park, on this section of the park. We are trying to do our darndest to get this open on time. Alright, let's see. Overview. Queue scenery rating 0. Oh, okay. Fine. Probably because I haven't connected it to the pathway yet. Alright, that's going to be deleted now. We don't need a bulldozer anymore. So we're going to place a path with the width. Just going to hold control so that doesn't connect. Steering angle snap off. Hold control. Because that always works. And we can get an idea of how this is going to connect. If it'll even connect. Oh my. Oh, we'll connect right there, so. There we go. Alright, and as for the queue line, we would place an entrance. Right there. That'll work. It will work like that. And we're going to go to right here, and we're going to edit the building. And we're going to place the sign right over the top of this person's head. The ride sign will be magnificent. Are we ready? Are we ready? Maybe. We're just going to use the 2H. And this would be fantastic, because we're going to go to the wall signs. Themed signs. And find a nice big The Bandit. If I can type. And ta-da! Alright, if I click on this now, will it have a scenery rating of 61? Which actually isn't too bad, providing that I haven't done anything with like props or anything. There's absolutely, or scenery objects and stuff. There's absolutely nothing around here. Alright, so we're gonna go back here. I paused the game because I didn't want it to get too far ahead. Because I feel like we're a little behind. There's still quite a bit to build here. Alright, we're gonna do every other one. We'll put a light here for the station. That way it would be nice and lit up at night. Alright, now it's time to add some more scenery items over here. Bushes to start off. And we're going to add like a gift shop as well. So nice set of bushes, and we need to add some more trees around, because there's not enough trees. This will also boost the scenery rating of the queue line and will attract more guests as we go along, which is always magnificent. Alright, so some trees now. That last one was on top of the bush, and I don't want that. We just want to place these trees in the area so we can get the scenery boost and get more guests excited. I already clicked on that one. And we might add some lamps as well. And to answer your question, yes, we will write it. I already wrote it earlier, but not exactly right now, as we try and get this open on time. As we're down to like the 2-month mark. And here's another interesting thing. We haven't made the exit yet. I guess we should do that before we get too far here. Alright, that will work. So if we select the grid of here, we can go that way. Because I want that square for that. And we also need to put fencing up around the right as well. Alright, and this pathway will go up and connect to the main path. Just over here. Perfect. And also something that we do need is probably a little bit of perimeter fences around there. How many monitors do I have? I currently have 2 monitors. I could use a third. A third would actually be very helpful for what I do. Because I'm having to share the screen with... Certain things I have to share the screen. Like I have the stream and my or an OBS on one screen and then the game on the other. So if I had a third screen, it'd be nice for like recreations and stuff, and I could also have everything kind of separate all on full screen and stuff. It'd make things just a little bit simpler. Alright, we're going to press play here just for a little bit more. So the ride is testing. It'll add some excitement, putting in more scenery objects and stuff like that. If we add a couple of rocks too to the mix. Just around the coaster. And I still want to make a building for the Alright, kind of like a gift shop building for the coaster itself. Because every coaster has its own gift shops and stuff like that. That's how they get you to buy more stuff and use more of your money. Alright, so we're going to have quite a few bushes, and then we're going to fill it in with some trees and stuff. Alright, this is always a good one for this kind of section. And then we're going to lighten up the dirt a little bit. And throughout the years, we'll change the terrain just a pinch. How big are my monitors? I'd say they're about, I don't know off the top of my head, but I think they're like 23 inches. They're pretty decently sized. I want to say about 23. I think they're about the same. One of my monitors is actually a touch screen, and my other one is not. It's just a basic monitor. Because when I bought my second one, I was like, I don't need a fancy one. But my first monitor, I was like, I'm going to go a little fancy here and get a touchscreen monitor. It's a lot more expensive, but back in the day I had that. I could actually spend that money. Now, not so much. Alright, so we're going to place all these lovely trees around the coaster and boost its scenery rating. Because if you get a good scenery rating, guests are going to want to ride it more often. I was going to make a transfer track as well, but I think we're going to leave that out just for this ride. This coaster, they spent so much on the ride that they couldn't spend the money on the transfer track, so they just kind of store it on the block section. So I might make a cover over the block section or something like that. Just so it can have some cover when it's not in operation. Alright, so we're going to add more of these trees because they're pretty nice. I don't have to crowd it too much with trees here. It just makes it look good. And that honestly should about do it. Looks pretty neat. Alright, we're in September right now. A couple more details to add in certain spots. We're going to add like lanterns here. And we also need to add a fence around this. So we're going to use the wall, wooden railing right here. And we're going to keep angle snap on for this. So I can just flip it up like that and it'll be perfect. And I can literally just add this like so. And we'll move this to the edge. That way our guests don't fall off the edge, you know, because safety and stuff. Because safety is, I suppose, important. Somewhat. But this is going to be a nice little GCI wooden coaster. And I think it turned out pretty good. I mean, I was hoping to make it just a smidge longer, like that helix at the end. But I couldn't fit it in, unfortunately, because of speed reasons. Whoops. I guess we still have to add more over here. And there you have it. That looks quite nice. I think we're looking pretty good. Alright, so I wanted to go ahead and add a gift shop here. So, we're going to go ahead and do that. Just like this. We're going to go to just a memento. Add just a moment. If it'll let me. We're going to add this. We're going to put this right here. I'm going to add this path, select the grid, and we're just going to kind of shape this out on how it's going to look. Deselect grid. Connect that there. And we should just be able to make this building. Alright, wall pieces. We're going to go ahead and use stucco here. We're going to stick with the nice little beautiful color it has already. So this is going to be kind of like a walk-in gift shop that it's going to resemble the gift shop it's going to be a gift shop technically for the one thing I'm trying to think of, which is the coaster. It's going to be the gift shop for the bandit. So you can buy like different things for that, like t-shirts and different things like that. Keychains. Alright, so I'm going to delete this, and we're actually going to put this piece on here. Just so it looks like that, and then we can put a sign on. That would look quite nice. I got theme signs, and we're going to put just a nice little round sign like this. It'll actually look really good, and we're going to call it Western Goods. The funny part is, it's on the east side of the park. That's what makes this beautiful. Alright, let's add a couple of windows. I like that green, it goes good with it. We'll also add, like, some covers here. For those windows. Just a small, basic little gift shop building. And there we go. It's quite cool. Nice. Alright, now we'll get to the scenery. And we're going to want to add some beautiful bushes around this area. There we go. And that's looking pretty good. Just a couple of trees, and we'll be in pretty good shape, I think, for this section. So I don't think we need to pause the game anymore. I think we're in a good spot right now. And that will do good. We just need to add some path elements here, and way guests can take a seat if they need to, throw away their crap if they need to. So I don't want them throwing their crap in my park. Alright, and a couple more trash bins, or litter bins, whatever you prefer to call them. Alright, now we need to get some lights. I'm going to place these alongside the path. Alright, let's turn angle snap off here so we can get a little more precise placement. Keep our path well lit so guests don't run into stuff. Even though that would be funny if they did. And there, and place one over here. Now let's go to the exit path as well, so they can see where they're going, I guess. Yes, I'll ride the coaster. Just hold on. Give me one moment. What we're gonna do is actually add a second train and see how well that works. Let's get on the ride. Just for the people. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful sunset. Mwah. And here we go up. Ascending up the lift hill. Everyone get your hands up and scream as loud as you can, or go wee, whatever you say, whatever you prefer. Yeehaw! Or you can say big yeehaw, since that's the theme. Go with the theme a little bit. A new GCI coaster at Central Ridge, opening in 2005. It's a nice little wooden coaster. I'm pretty proud of it. So just kind of threw it together. It's funny how slow it gets as soon as it hits the brake run. And there it is. We got a little bit more to accomplish here. And that being, I want to create a cover over the brake run. Real quick. Shouldn't be too hard. So we're going to grab a little... I'm actually going to grab a roof here. Since there is no transfer track on this ride. We're going to run this across the brake run like so. And we'll just need to adjust it so it so we can do that. Good, and let's edit the building, and we're going to add some supports on this. We're just going to put some wooden posts to support it. All I got to do is create one, and then I can just literally copy and paste it to the rest of everything. Alright, we're in October now, so we're in crunch time. This section will be opening very soon. See, it's a nice little roof to put over it. That way, instead of having a transfer track, they decided to save the money and just store it back here under the covered brake section. Like so. Yeah, let's see what's... let's see what, track center rating average, so that's not bad. There we go. The Bandits. Almost ready to open. And what I want to do is actually add, go to blueprints. There's actually a fence I want to add around here. Kind of like this perimeter fence that's going to be really tall. That way no one can enter this area. Just about right there. Alright, we'll add another one going around here. It's a pretty big fence. But it needs to be done. It's gonna go under here. Oh gosh, I clicked a button, I guess. Okay. Looks like that's just gonna fit right there. Where are we at? So we'll place this here. It's October 12th. We're midway through the month. Running out of time. Alright, we're going to place you just right here, and that'll be just about perfect. I could continue this perimeter fence over here, but I think we're just going to put it about right here. For right now. And then in the future, we'll continue on this direction. So now we're going to take a look as a guest here and see how this looks. Once again, that'll be a lot of fun. Cam. There we go. Saddle up for 2005. And now the actually shields it up a lot with the trees and stuff, but it's gonna be really neat. So we continue over here. You can kind of see the new area. It's a pretty big expansion of the park. You got the entrance here. And this is the exit pathway. And the station. Didn't get a lot of theming around in here. Which, if we look at the theming, it is already to 100% anyways. Before we get a little bit too far, I'm going to pause that, and I'm going to actually add some scenery objects. We're going to go to special effects, and we're going to go to music. And we're going to add some nice, cool music to this section. Select on that. Actually works pretty well. L. Townsville. It's got a good sound to it. So I'm actually going to copy this. And just post this throughout. That way there's some music. And we can also add maybe like some westerny kind of scenery around as well. So we go to Western. It's going to have that little bit of a Western theme to it. So we're going to add like this little wagon, which we're going to adjust to make it look like it's sitting on this thing right here. And kind of tipped over a little bit. And we're going to put some... Alright, we aligned to surface. We should be able to put some of these in here. Yeah. Looking quite nice. We also put a notice board right here. And that will be good. And look at that. It's October 22nd. We're doing our final things here. I'm just gonna place a couple more scenery items. Like some crates here. Maybe put some on the dock. There we go. A little extracurricular theming around. I love the speakers and stuff. Really cool. Maybe put a couple more things around here. It's an oil pump. Let's put a little minecart. And then we can also put just this little guy here. Some luggage. And, a dynamite crate. On top of the luggage. Place this here. We're actually going to get rid of this tree. If I can. And then we're also going to place... I guess it's all part of the building, which is okay. We're going to duplicate this luggage. And I'm going to change the colors just a little bit slightly. We're running out of time. That way it's not exactly the same. There we go. Sweet. Pretty exciting. As it's the 28th of October now. And I'm very excited to open our new ride. Yes. Alright, what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to terrain. And we're going to thin this out just a little bit. So I'm going to turn the intensity down. So we're going to thin out some of the dirt. That way it starts to look a little bit more natural here. As some of the grass begins to grow back after placing this thing around here. Kind of like that, but not all the way. It's looking good. Alright, we're almost to opening. We're on the 31st. Alright, we're going to close just a memento. And I'm going to pause it on the 31st, which is now. And we're going to create, or open up, get these pathways connected. So what I'm going to do is actually do that. And we're going to branch off and do that. That will look really cool. Alright, so we can delete that sign. And then we can also just do this. And go, wah. And then again, wah. And we're going to place a tree right here. Just because it would fit. And because scenery. Scenery is the best. And here we go. We'll add just a couple more benches around. Along with this. As this section is about open. Almost open for business. We're going to go, I'm going to actually need to go to staff here, and we're going to go to vendors. And make sure that you're happy. I don't want to make sure that you're... Sure, our staff's trained too. That's important. There we go. Alright, are we ready to open this beast? Alright, it's the 31st of October as we're getting ready for the grand opening of the Bandit. I think guests are going to be very excited. I'm excited. Wait for it. Any second now. And March 1st. Here we are now open for business. Excellent. All right. It's now open, so just wait for the guests to crowd in over this direction to the new section of the park, which is the Bandit. And it's finally here. Guests are finally excited for the very first larger coaster in the park, and people can't wait to get on the ride. All right, we're here at the grand opening of the Bandit, and guests are just dying to get in here and get a peek of what's new. As you can see, it says saddle up. Bandits beware. And some of the guests are getting there first. Like these guys, they're running right over here. They're not really running, but they're excited for the new ride. As you can see, the Bandits, it's a new wooden roller coaster opening here at the park. And it looks like a lot of guests are going to start climbing in on this ride as soon as they get through that large queue line. And here they come. Look at all these people heading towards the new ride. Let's see how Gears of Fear still has a huge queue line, surprisingly enough. As this park starts to grow and grow. Let's see if there's a crowd coming in now. Ooh, this is the Bandit crowd coming in. Look at this Bandit crowd. All these guests are here just for the new ride. They are excited, and we can't wait to see how much money we're going to make. Probably not a whole lot. What is the entrance fee? $4. It at least needs to be $5. $5 entry fee. That seems about fair. As many guests get excited and head towards the Bandit entrance. I need to place a couple bushes here. That's what we're going to do. Just seems too empty right here. I want to be able to still see my sign, though. There we go. Thank you. Alright, let's see if people have gotten on the first ride yet. Nope, they're still going through the queue line. They're taking their sweet time. I'd be running. And if it was realistic, people would be hopping over these fences. I love the music. But look at all these people coming in line. It's a good thing we have 2-train operation for this ride. It might take a while for them to get to the front of the line there. As you can see, all the guests heading towards the Bandits. I love this part of this game so much, where you open a new ride, you're gonna have loads more people entering your park. Like, you just see like hundreds more guests carrying or just climbing through here to get to that ride. I love how everyone just gets so excited for the new ride. It's awesome. It's amazing. And you see, Ridge Runner's still holding its own. A lot of guests have declined from it, simply because of this new coaster, but man, look at this massive project we put together. And now here is to 2006. Hopefully that will be just as brilliant as a year as this one. I never put a roof on there, but that's okay. I actually like the look of it without the roof. We're going to fast forward here. As we near the end of the stream. I just want to see people ride it. That's my main thing. Next season's not going to be as huge of a year, so we don't have to worry about getting started in March too early in March. So, but anyways, I just want to see. Look at the massive line for this ride. People are finally getting to the front of the line here. And this might be the first train. It's not even going to be a full train, it looks like. They might send it out like that. I'm not sure. They might wait for more guests. It looks like they're going to wait for more guests to climb aboard. And we're going to see this first train of guests. Isn't that... Aren't they look so excited? They're like, oh my gosh, this place finally got a big ride. And it better not suck. It better not disappoint me. Looks like they're going to wait for a full train on the first train. Except for the back seat. The back seat gets no love on the first train. Alright, here we go. Oh no, I'm on the wrong train. There we go. We're going to do cinematic view on this just to see the first ride of guests. Are you excited? These guests are excited for the first ride ever on the Bandit. Oh, and that is a lovely view of that tree. Fantastic. Lovely view of the trees. I love the trees. And here we go. First drop. These guests cannot explain what's going on right now as they descend the first drop turn and into the first ejector hill. I would count it as an ejector hill. Going through fences and rocks and trees, oh my. Ah, it's beautiful. And into the final turns as the ride comes to an end, and they would have to get back into the hour-long line. See guest reaction. They look pretty happy. Like, oh my gosh, that was so fun. How did your guys' hats stay on there? I don't know. As the guests come back into the station, not believing what just happened. Alright, that was a lot of fun. As the line begins to unfold, we're almost into April, so I don't want to go too deep into the first month and everything, but it looks like we have another winner, and it's almost gotten us 1,600 guests in the park. Which is quite a bit for as little as we do have. I mean, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 rides in this park, and a couple shops here and there. But anyways, that's gonna do it for the live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are enjoying the Story Park series, and I can't wait to see what happens next time and what we have planned for 2006. We're getting closer to present day, so. We're going to go above and beyond present day, obviously, in the future, and I can't wait to see what happens. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you liked it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this, and I will catch you guys in the next live stream / video, whichever one you watch next. So, thank you guys so much. Make sure you have a great day, and an even cooler tomorrow. Thank you. And goodbye.